Hey guys! So for today's video, I wanted to do a review on a foundation that I have been really liking recently, and it is the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 25-Hour Foundation. This has been a part of my makeup routine for about a week now, and I've really been enjoying it, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I think, like a lot of different products, there are things that I like about this, but then there are also things that I think could be better. But I wanted to still talk about it with you guys because I still really like it. I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons. There are just some things about this that I wish they would improve. So I'll talk about that, but I still think that it's a really good foundation. So let's just go ahead and get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So I picked this foundation up from Target and I paid $5.99 for it, which is incredibly inexpensive compared to a lot of other drugstore foundations these days. I've been seeing this trend in drugstore makeup becoming more and more expensive. Like foundations are like $14, $15 now, and it kind of bothers me because the thing that I always liked about drugstore foundations and makeup in general is that they're always very affordable for the everyday average person like me. I mean, I'm a college student. I don't have a lot of money to spend on like high-end makeup, so I always really liked buying from the drugstore because it was the only option that I had. But now I feel like because it's so expensive, it's just not very affordable anymore. So that is one thing that I really like about this foundation, is that it's still really quality, but you don't have to sacrifice the quality for the price, you know what I mean? Sometimes when things are cheap, you're skeptical about them, you don't know if they're gonna work as well, but this is a really quality foundation for the price, so that's awesome. So the first thing that this claims to be is a full coverage foundation, and I would definitely say that that is true, just not true right off the bat. So when I first applied this, I put one layer all over my face, and I noticed that it didn't cover up everything that I wanted it to cover. I still had some redness peeking through from like little acne scars that I have, so I let it dry, and then I put another really thin layer on top of the other foundation I already had on, and it did cover up everything else that I wanted it to cover. So I don't think that it's full coverage with just one layer on. I definitely think that it starts off as medium and then you can build it up to be full coverage with like a really thin second layer, because when I put the second layer on top of the other foundation after it dried, it covered up everything and gave a really nice finish. Didn't look too cakey or anything. So not full coverage right off, but definitely after you apply a thin second coat to it. The next thing that this claims is that it gives instant perfect coverage that lasts all day. And this is one of the things that I don't necessarily think is true. So I have this foundation on today. It's what I'm wearing on my face right now. And I put it on probably an hour and a half ago. And I think it still looks and feels great. My face doesn't feel like really heavy. It doesn't feel caked on. It just doesn't feel like I'm really wearing anything on my face. And that's what I like, because it just feels very natural. But I noticed that like 4 to 5 hours after I apply this, it just like gets so oily and heavy on my face. And I'm not normally an oily person. I might get oily like on my nose and a little bit on my cheeks, like ever so slightly, but 5 hours after I put this on, and I have oil coming out of places I didn't even know I had oil in. Like, it just comes out of everywhere. I don't normally get oily back here, but it gets oily there. Don't normally get oily on my forehead, but I have it like steeping out. Just, we're like on a plateau here and it's like going great, and then all of a sudden it just like falls off and dies. And I don't really know why that happens. It just hits a point where it gets super, super oily and I almost can't stand to wear it anymore. So I don't think that this is a long wearing foundation at all. I love the coverage and the finish of it when I first put it on, and like up to 4 hours after I put it on, but after it hits that point, oh my gosh, it's terrible to wear. So if you're gonna be like wearing this for long days, I definitely don't think that it's going to be great for that. But if you're just going out, have something to do for a couple of hours and want your face to look really nice, I would say that this is the perfect foundation for that, not something that lasts all day, at least for me. So the last thing that this claims to be is sweat, heat, humidity, and transfer proof for up to 25 hours. So this is another thing that I'm going to critique about this because I'm not sure if that is totally true. I haven't been using this for very long. It's been kind of cold here, so I don't really know exactly what this is like in really hot weather. So I haven't been sweating. I'm not really sure if it's sweat proof. I could go like stand in front of the heater, but I almost feel like because of what happens to it when I go throughout the day, that this would be terrible to wear when you're sweating. I just feel like the sweat would really break it down, because even just it pulling the oil out of my face, I find that the redness really peeks through and it breaks down a lot when the oil comes out. So I think that if sweat acted the same as an oil does, that it wouldn't last for nearly as long as it's saying it does, 25 hours. I feel like this 25-hour thing was just something to kind of attract people to it, like, oh, my makeup can last for 25 hours. That sounds amazing. Sounds amazing to anybody, because you can have this peace of mind that you can go out for an entire day and not have to reapply your makeup. But I think that's like only an effective thing to say if it's true, and I don't think that the 25-hour thing is true at all. I will say that transfer proof, I would say that it is pretty transfer proof. I don't feel like I need to worry about hugging people when I wear this, at least right now. If in like 5 or 6 hours when I'm wearing this and I have oil pouring out of my face, if I went to hug someone, I might worry a little bit. But right now it's completely dry, just feels really nice. I could go hug a person and not get makeup all over their nice white shoulder. Another cool thing about this foundation that I like is that it has SPF in it. It has SPF 20, so if you wear it on your face and you're going out in the sun, you don't really need to apply extra sunscreen. You can if you want to, but there is a lot of SPF in here for a foundation, so you can have the peace of mind that the sun isn't going to be hurting your skin while you're wearing this, and that's really important. So one of the last things that I wanted to talk about with this is the scent of it. I always like to talk about scents of products that I review in my videos because I know a lot of people are really sensitive about that kind of thing. So with this foundation, it does have a scent to it. It's like a very strong florally scent, which personally I don't mind. I kind of like it. I think it smells a little bit good, but it's not one that lingers around. So every time I'm applying it, I smell it, and like I said, I don't really mind it, but it's not a scent that I would want to be smelling throughout my whole day while I have it on my face, but it doesn't do that. After you apply it and it dries a little bit, it completely goes away. It doesn't hang around, so like as I'm sitting here, I don't smell it at all because it's dried. So it is there when you're applying it, but not after it's all dried. It just completely goes away. So guys, I think that's going to be it for my review on the Rimmel London Lasting Finish 25-hour foundation. Like I was saying, I think there are some really great things about this. It's super affordable, it gives really great coverage, and it gives a nice finish that lasts about 5 to 6 hours after you apply it, which isn't too bad. I just don't think that it has the staying power that it claims to have. It definitely doesn't last for 25 hours, maybe it doesn't even last for 12, but I think that's okay because a lot of people don't need their foundation to last that long, and I'm one of those people. So I still think that a lot of people are really gonna like this. So if you have any other questions about this, anything that I forgot to mention in this video, please feel free to ask. Just leave a comment down below, or you can message me as well, and I'll be sure to get back to you because sometimes I forget to talk about things that I wanted to talk about, and then people are like, well, what is this? So just feel free to ask, and I'll be sure to get back to you on that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go for today, but I will have all of my links to my social media in the description like I always do. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, and I've also been using Snapchat more, so you can add me by my username and see what I'm up to in real time if you care. If you don't, that's cool too. But I am going to go ahead and go. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.